Welcome back to another episode of Bennett Gets Hit on the Head. And we are going to continue our Frostelos with speech and etiquette. So let's go to the plaza in front of the cathedral. Let's see what's going to happen next. Oh yeah. Bada bing, bada bam. Wait. I thought it was Ganyu for a moment. Okay, first lesson. Let's see. What is about all that vengeance stuff? Yeah. Well, we accepted that kind of stuff already, but you won't really take revenge, will you? About all of that vengeance stuff. Again, this condescending club. Come on. Wait, something strange happened with this windmill. Does it change its speed? There we go. See that? It changes its speed sometimes. Like it gets a boost and then all of a sudden it gets slower and slower and slower and then it gets boosted again. Whatever. Oh, okay. Do I really have to put some vengeance on people? Really? I'm not in the mood. So she has an awfully long list of people she wants to avenge. Interesting. Well, yeah, it would make her work a lot easier. But I think she is a person of principle. Okay, well, she's definitely counting. Indeed. I think I'm starting to see what you mean. Well, was there really, like, any other? Whatever. Oh, let's see. Paimon, the perfect aristocrat. What? I mean, that was a perfect impression. Now this is okay, so if you put some rules out there and you just arbitrarily change them, like how good are your rules then? Okay, or you could just go with hi. So it is basically a competition of how flourishing you can make your sentence, which is actually this is think about it, how this would improve the fun in every conversation if you try to make it so colorful, right? You try to put an awful lot of imagery in your sentence. That would be amazing, actually. Instead of just, now I kind of understand what how the aristocrats try to differentiate themselves with from the common folk. Like, the common folk is just, let's not call it on point, but they are very blatant with what they say. Like, it basically just comes out of their mouth without, well, the aristocrats would have some automatic response as well, but it usually comes out of their mouth very simple and without great thought put into it. And yeah, this is now I get it. Now I get it. It's just amazing. Yeah, the same status as you. Okay, so you use fruity language, Fruity Loops, colorful language with people of the same status. And what about higher or lower status? Okay, now there comes a bit too much interpretation into the whole thing. I would just say it's a nice kind of game you would play with other people in order to improve the quality of the conversation or the fun in the conversation. So, seems like a lot of work just to greet a good friend. How so?
親愛なる友って言ってたような。確かに親愛なる友だけど、そうね、こう言ったらわかるかしら。この言葉はローレンス家では仲が良くも悪くもない友達に対して言う言葉なの。
Interesting. But yeah, now we're actually coming to some problems with this colorful speak. It will become a problem if certain words have a set meaning to them all the time. Like if you have to say like dear friend at a specific point in the sentence or like for a specific meaning and so on. So if you are not able to choose the words freely to put some spice into it, then it kind of degrades the whole thing again. So it makes it more rigid. Very immobile, actually. So it's in the end, it will be nothing more than how much nonsense can you remember about our little language game. Nothing more.
普通の友達に仲が良くも悪くもない友達と明言してしまうより、親愛なる友と言った方がメンツを保てるのよ。
Yeah, the whole politeness thing I can understand.
だから本当に仲のいい友達に親愛なる友なんて言葉を使ったら、わざと疎外感を出しているのかと勘違いされるわ。
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is getting complicated. Well, it is complicated if you don't know about everything, about every word or so. It would make it well, in the end it would be easy, or definitely will be easy, if the language will not change. So in a way, like if you have a changing language with always new words being added or some words being cut out of the sentences, then of course it makes no sense to follow any rules because there's so much change happening. But because in here set words have a certain meaning and a certain use, that means that they probably all stay the same for a very long time. Or at least them staying the same is more useful for the conversation. So for the long run, it kind of cements the idea of a rigid and an unchanging world in a way. Because if you always use the same phrasing, right, then that basically means that there's nothing new added and everything kind of stays the same. It's like some kind of mantra that you repeat every time. And if this is not just a mantra, but huge parts of the conversations that are basically just copy-pasted, then there's not that much change happening. Everything is very rigid. I would kind of see this stuff happen in Inazuma with the whole eternity kind of situation. That would, I think she would like it. The aristocrats might be what the shogun needs. So, this is getting complicated. Yeah. You mean you always have to talk this way? Well, it gets complicated. And what? Yeah. What about the always kind of thing? No, I want to know more about that. Exchange courtesies and how so? Okay, how often do we interact with some aristocrats in this game? So it would be actually easier to just, in this case, take Eula with us and let her do the talking. It's kind of like the equivalent of learning Latin in order to understand some medical namings of some diseases or like bones of the body or whatnot. Like every part in the body has a local name in its own language, but then you have a overarching language which is the Latin one. But in a way, it just... Ugh. Like, people don't really use it. I mean, this might be the reason why it wasn't... Yeah, it did not stay, because it was just too much. Yeah, some bystanders, sure. But we need some aristocrats that are also fair game. Alright, talk to the locals and we'll serve Eula's demonstration. Wait a minute. Are we talking to aristocrats or are we talking to like normal locals? Because if we just talk to normal locals, then would that actually mean that a certain kind of language has a certain... Well, it does definitely have a certain response, right? Just if you have another tone in the language to start with, then this also makes the other person just open up much more, or maybe close off even more. Like if you scream at them, then of course they try to get back. So, Norman. Norman! Okay, now we are actually not just introducing the language, we are introducing the status and the fact that she is an aristocrat. So, this does not help us at all. Okay, so they basically start with addressing the one they want to talk to in a descriptive manner. Lowly laborer. In this case, we don't really know this, but we kind of infer that information. So in a way, the other one might just take offense of that. So, you stand in the presence of a member of the illustrious Lawrence clan. Okay, so she tries to introduce herself. Interesting. And then what she wants to do. So, actually, this is kind of like on point. Okay. The fact that she had to think about what she wanted to say next, that was kind of like... That took us out a little bit. Anyway, let's just appreciate the view for a moment. So, please ignore the glory So, in this case, we just want them to respect the nobility, in this case, the higher status, which is us. And then we also give instruction on how that can be done. Very interesting. So, try to do that to some random dude. Yeah, of course he can't, because he does not understand. Well, actually, he definitely understands what we want from him, or at least what Eula wants from him, but he is not used to these kind of mannerisms and acts, so he doesn't do it. Yeah, he just doesn't do that.
待って、こういう状況になった時、書くんではどうしろってあったっけ
I think what usually happens is you pull your sword and you behead them. That might be a normal response.
争いが起きた時、一族の名声と尊厳を最優先すべき。
She may not be as used to the whole aristocracy kind of thing as we thought she is.
そうそう、これだわ。庶民としてモンドに生を賜ったこと、敬意を払うべきだが、いかにしてそのようなざれ言を？
ローレンス家の人間はみんな頭がおかしいのか？
Nah, they're much stranger. But he now used the trigger word. Perfect.
ローレンスが支配する時代はもう終わったんだ。何をしようと知ったことじゃない。もっと言ってくれ。
Okay, she's just giving us a demonstration, that's all.
だとしてもだ。何をしようと俺は関わり合いたくない。ローレンス家の人間には何も言うことはないからな。
And we started on the wrong foot.
それと
Perfect.
一つ忠告だ。モンドにいるのなら、ローレンス家の人間にはあまり近づかない方がいい。
Ooh.
他に用がないのなら、俺はもう行く。このまま好き放題言われたら、俺の堪忍袋のも切れそうだ。
So in order to use these kind of like status speech thingies, then you are also in need of a rigid status system that the people have ingrained in their heads as well, because otherwise they will not accept that kind of attitude.
ちょっと待ってよ。もう覚えてなさい。
Huh. Well, no vengeance for you this time, it seems. They don't know why that reputation is so tarnished.
大丈夫。だいたい予想はしてたから。他の人は当たってみましょう。
Yeah, of course. Continue talking to some more locals. Okay, who's it this time? How convenient. They are all just like pearls on a chain. Now, Leno. Who are you?
憔悴する者よ。高貴なるローレンス家から大切な話がある。
There seems to be a pattern here. What did I say? Lowly toilet, ba 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 ba. Then she introduces herself and what she wants to do.
厳粛にひざまずき、最上位の誠意をもってして貴族の栄光を受け入れよ。
In a way, like if you always use the same wording every time, right? This is kind of like this. Yeah, this is kind of like branding. So you try to get a similar response from the people all the time by the same way of speaking, which is, think about it as calling people on the phone or something, which is stuff that you don't really think about, but let's say you work for a company and you call someone else, then it would be very interesting, at least at the start of the conversation, like, why did you call, or at least, who are you? Some nice words of saying, hi, I want to talk to this person or whatnot. And then what is it that you called by? Like, this is actually some kind of like business talk she does. In this case, it is there to represent her own company, which is her clan, the Lawrence clan. Very interesting, actually. Like, there are some positive and negative things about that as well.
あれ？どうして反応がないの？礼儀作法ではこれを言った後に相手が片膝をつけるのを待って、それから背筋を伸ばして見下ろしながら次の言葉を言うってあるのに。
Yeah, the whole kneeling custom, I think you can scratch that.
あ、そうだ。極力相手を見つめることはせず、地位の差を強調するんだった。いけない。私ずっと見ていたわ。
Okay. I think we need another aristocrat for that.
まあいいわ。面倒だし、膝をつかなくても結構よ。このまま次の言葉を言うから。 ここはまず無礼物を挟んだ方がいいかしら。
Maybe she needs a book with that kind of stuff. Some translation. Aristocrats, English aristocrats or something like that.
俺に構うな。喧嘩でも売ってんのか。ローレンス家の人間に言うことは何もない。
Ooh. Same attitude again. Well, that escalated quickly.
そうね。どうやらこちらの言葉に耳を貸す気はないみたい。一人であれこれ言っても意味はないから、他の人を探しましょう。
Well, this kind of speech only works.
私に無礼を働いたこと忘れないわ。覚えてなさい。
And more vengeance. Okay. Very, very vengeful person. Let's just get more info of him, maybe.
何を考えてるのか全然わからない。君たちも彼女から離れた方がいい。
Well, we are here to understand her mannerisms, which is beyond everyone. But wait a minute, this guy looks a bit more fancy than the others, so he could be from one of those aristocratic families, is it? Randall.
金くなるものよ。
Lowly worker? He doesn't look like a lowly worker. I mean, his clothing is just too fancy. It's not in a singular color. It's a bunch of different colors, and it also has some interesting patterns in there. So that means there's more work being put into looking a certain way. That means there's, yeah, not just more work, but maybe also more money being put into it. That means it is not just functional. Well, at least the function itself transcends its primary utility, which is being some kind of warm clothing.
もうやめてくれ。さっきまでのも全部聞こえてたよ。無駄な時間を使わせないでくれ。俺もみんなと同じ意見だ。何も言うことはない。
Okay, so his reaction is also a bit off, but in this case, I don't know.
まったく、こんな雰囲気だってのにまだ気づかないのか。
落ち着いて、悪気はないんだ。
もちろん彼女がセピロス騎士なのは知ってる。騎士団も見誤ることはないだろう。しかし、ローレンスという名前だけは何があっても消えない傷なんだ。
This is actually the complete opposite what happens, right? Like, you think that getting rid of this aristocratic families and clan structure and whatnot will have the people act in a more peaceful and friendly way towards each other. But in this case, it kind of flips the whole scenery. And in this case, the position that the people were in before, which was below the Lawrence family, is now kind of on top of the Lawrence family, because that old clan does not represent who is in power anymore. Therefore, they have to shift downwards. And because they have lost, they are kind of like marked as that. That means they are now below the normal people, and this is how they are treated, which is very interesting. It's a power game again.
そのローレンスの末裔が今もなおモンドを支配し、旧貴族の制度を奪還しようと企んでいる。誰もが知っていることだ。
Well, we don't know about any scheming, but it might be true, might not be true, but in this case,
そんな状況の中、一族の話し方を隠そうともせず見せつけるなんて。我々一般人をバカにしているとしか思えない。
Well, if anything, she kind of taught us that the aristocratic families may have it a bit worse off than anything. They are always getting offended. This is why they have to defend themselves an awful lot. Very interesting. So it's kind of like, it is really a two-sided problem. they are getting offended a lot, and they also take offense a lot. So you cannot pacify the situation.
君の言うことも、一理あるわね。
Ooh.
でも、このような扱いを受けたこと忘れないから。
Vengeance? Let me guess it.
なんだ、やるってのか。言っておくが、腕っぷしじゃ勝てなくても、騎士団に報告することくらいはできるからな。
Okay. Now there's an official complaint happening, but okay. Maybe everyone should just take a step back. Yeah, actually.
すまない。でも彼女にもこっちの考えを理解してもらいたかったんだ。
Okay, serious about what?
それと、これ以上不快な思いをしたくないなら、こんなことはさっさとやめた方がいい。
He still doesn't give us anything to use.
そう、わかったわ。彼のことは放っておいていきましょう。大丈夫。いつものことよ。他は当たりましょう。
Well, of course it happens an awful lot, because most people are common. This is what being common means, right? It's basically nothing more than they are there more... Well, they are there... Wait a minute. They are more often. They are... No, this sentence does not make sense in any way. I kind of like think about it in terms of flowers, right? Like the common which means it just grows everywhere, and you're used to it. It's the thing that you already know about. This is what common in this case means, but how could you translate it to people? But okay, let's ignore that. We need another aristocrat in order to get that speech going.
みんながローレンス家の人間に対してそんな風に思ってたなんて知らなかったんだ。仕方ないのよ。有名な悪者だもの。3歳の子供だってあの話を知っているくらいなんだから、当たりがきついのも当然よ。
Oh, this is also not that good. If you tell this kind of story to the children, then they take that with them. They grow up and give it to their children, and so on and so forth. So you always have split populace in this case. It's not something that you want, or at least you shouldn't, as long as you don't take any other use out of it, or like any benefit out of it. And somehow you still manage to brush it off with a laugh. Well, I definitely am starting to sympathize with it.
心配しないで。普段はセピロス騎士として扱われているから、多少なりとも会話はできているわ。
Well, yes, mostly. As long as she's not using the aristocratic speech, which is a bit stifling.
今日は貴族の話し方をしたから、あんな反応になったんでしょ？私を信じて。本当に大丈夫だから。
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, of course. Like, why is it that the people are getting offended if you say something like, hey, lowly worker, right? Because they don't want to be seen as a lowly worker, right? This is something that they don't like. So, of course, it's provocative. But it's also, at the same time, descriptive, right? They are a lowly worker. They're getting offended for being called that. So, the language itself might be very descriptive, but in that way there's an awful lot of truth in it, and the truth hurts a lot. So now we know why that happens. Maybe she should lie a little bit. Hmm.
仕方ないの。過ちを犯した人はこうなるのが定め。罪人は罰せられるのがこの世の道理。でも大きな過ちを犯して償いきれない場合は、
Well, that's the whole thing. Just because your family did something bad doesn't mean that you have done something bad. And that at some point they should just stop being punished, right? Enough is enough. At some point, the whole thing is just done, and then everybody just moves on. At least they should.
街と風には記憶があるの。償うべき罪は代々伝承していく。今は私の肩にかかっているというわけ。
Interesting. It does show great strength in character.
身をもって償った一族の先祖たちと比べたら、日常生活を送る資格がある私は十分満たされているわ。
So you knew all along that we'd encounter these kinds of problems?
それなのに、オイラたちにお手本を見せてくれたのか。
To get her point across.
そう言われるとそうね。このことはしっかり覚えておくわ。いつかまとめて生産させてもらうから。
I knew it. The vengeance has to happen as well.
さあ、これ以上の制作はなしにしましょう。私が好きにやっていることだから。でも、さっきのやりとりじゃあまり勉強にはならなかったわね。結局また他の人を探さなきゃ。
There are not that many people to talk to.
いいよ。こいつは頭がいい旅人なんだ。旅で遭遇した様々な仕掛けを解いてきたんだぞ。さっきので十分学べてるはずだ。
Yeah, I got my flying brain right next to me, so Paimon will just handle it. Indeed. Yeah, I think, well, might be. Still not too sure I can do this. Well, let's just fail quickly, right?
もうこれ以上エウルアを他の人と口論させるのはやめよう。なるほど。分かったのならいいわ。これで半分はもうマスターしたわね。言葉遣いに関しては貴族の美学に由来するもの、つまり感性によるものね。しかし所作に関しては何度も特訓することが必要不可欠。これに関しては効率のいい特訓方法があるからドラゴンスパインに行きましょう。
Well. Okay, now the thing escalates a lot. Go to Dragonspine. Okay. So at first we try to talk to the people, and then we try to talk to a bloody mountain. Well, the result is the same. You always get a very rocky response.
よし、出発だ。
貴族の特訓ってこんな過酷な環境の中でやるもんなのか。
I don't think so.
貴族の所作を学ぶためにはその中にある優雅さを身につける必要があるの。どんな劣悪な環境でもね。
Yeah, being thrown at with like eggs and tomatoes and mud and what other people like to throw at things. Like actually humans, as a nice fun fact, are the only animals that are able to throw something at another target. Like if you think about some kind of other primate, like a gorilla, or what's the other one? A chimpanzee. They can also throw stuff, but they kind of fling it forward without hitting anything intended. Hitting something as an intent with a lot of precision is something that humans are very good with. Just something to keep in mind. This is what makes us special. So if you get thrown, if you get stuff thrown at you, then it just means that you are handling another person. Nothing more.
例えばここから先を見るととても険しい山道があるでしょ。もしきちんと教養のある貴族であれば葉が体に触れることなく優雅にここを通ることができるわ。
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Actually, I really like the aristocratic lifestyle. Don't get any dirt on you. I can fully second that. No. Aristocratic adventurer. Yeah, it should be way easier than making conversation at least. We don't know. It's about not getting any dirt on you, which also means not falling into any rivers also. And, well, not taking too much snow into your face. Now, I'm definitely used to these kind of challenges. Yeah, let's go with this one. Hmm.
自信があるみたいね。では始めましょう。優雅さを保つことに専念してね。吹き飛ばされたりするとみっともないから。
Great. Absolutely great. Oh! Reach your objective without being launched or taken any air. Okay. So if you hit, let's say, these thorns, then that means you're getting pushed backwards a little bit. Can we have a little talk to her? Okay. Good. So, no pushbacks. No explosions, no nothing. Uh-oh. Let's just go right. Hey! What? Okay, I didn't really get it. What happened? Yeah. Don't get knocked or launched into the air. I mean, I jumped in the air, sure. Okay, so we don't jump. Shit! Practice makes perfect. This is also very interesting. You don't just continue with a hit taken. You start from the beginning. Okay, let's do this again. No thorns, no nothing. Okay. Uh-oh. Ha. I think I messed it up, didn't I? Hey! You got a waypoint. I. No! Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What just happened? Come on. Okay, let's try this again. The idea is not getting hit by stuff, right? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh. No! Huh? Oh, come on! Like those airball thingies, they have such a high hitbox that is... No, I didn't even touch that thing. Also very strange. I cannot use the sprint twice in a row, which is weird. There we go. Finally. Now, where else? Nice. Okay, we got it. First try. Goodness gracious. Now you know why she wants to get an awful lot of vengeance on the people. Definitely. Oh.
さっき経験したのは一番簡単なケース。実戦ではあんな風に立ち止まって分析する機会なんてない。見て、前方に魔物を引き寄せる地脈沈石があるわね。 激しい戦いの中で冷静に戦況を判断してこそ真に優雅と言えるわ。
Yeah, I think I can do this. Is this how you normally train?
小さい頃から家族のしつけが厳しかったのよ。
Makes sense.
さあ、行きましょう。
Now then, go to the training location and activate the Ley Line Monolith. Is there stuff in there? No.
この地脈沈石ね。起動して。
Okay, what do we
吹き飛ばさ
fight?
れたり凍らされたりしないでね。
Again?
優雅じゃなくなるから。
Yeah, not get launched into the air. Yeah. Let's hope that the bunny does not count as getting launched. Alright.
いや、任せてください。
Okay, another one. Ooh. The whole not getting launched in the air thing is actually very, very, very annoying. Because it complicates things a lot. Kind of reminds me of the way...
やったわね。君がこんなに優秀だと思わなかったわ。
the way Dante fights in Devil May Cry. Like, there's always some kind of style to it. So, it was definitely impressive. At least we did not have to fight any large enemies that have, like, large explosive and pushback abilities, something like that. That would not be cool.
雪山という環境下でも思い通りに行動できるなんて、私でも君のようにはできないかな。これなら、もう私から教えられることはないかも。
さっき言っただろ、こいつは冒険に関してはすごく得意だってこれでオイラたちも合格ってことだよな。
Emergency.
ここを離れようぜ。オイラもう凍え死にそうだぞ。
Emergency popsicle.
待って、私が褒めたのは彼よ。君に関してはまだまだ特訓が足りないわ。
オイラも特訓対象だったのかよ。
そうよ。特訓の時、君だけそこら辺をうろうろと飛び回ったりして全く優雅じゃなかったわ。
Okay, what's Paimon supposed to do anyway?
私の教えをちゃんと聞いてなかったんじゃない？
Maybe that's just Paimon's style.
オイラはずっとお前の身の安全に注意を払ってたんだ。
どんな理由であれ、私の話を聞き流したことについては忘れないから。
For vengeance.
まったく。これを飲みなさい。
What was it? Either it was Ghost Rider or the Punisher. One of the two.
なんだこれ。もしかしてオイラに毒を？
違うわ。ホットミルクよ。
Oh.
凍え死にそうなんでしょ？温かいミルクでも飲んで体を温めなさい。
Okay, question. How did she get warm milk in the middle of a frozen mountain with ice abilities?
おお、ありがとう。でもさっきは恨めしそうに忘れないって。
Well, I think this is just her style.
だからこそこんな心配をしているんじゃない。私が復讐する前に凍え死なれたら困るでしょ。だから小さいの死なないでよね。
Oh, it's trigger word again. Perfect.
やっぱり変な人だぞ。
Thank you for looking after Paimon. You're straight.
復讐のためにしただけよ。感謝されるようなことじゃないわ。さて、そろそろモンドに戻りましょう。所作の特訓も終わったことだし、次で最後よ。私の叔父に手土産を渡す準備をしましょう。いい考えがあるの。鹿狩りのサラのところに行きましょう。
Something to eat is always great. Okay, speech and etiquette. Almost there. Almost there. Also very interesting that you can only do her quest if you've kind of unlocked the Dragonspine. So there's an awful lot of side missions that get unlocked if you just explore everything. Oh, Amber, look at that. The fire and ice combo. What does it make? Warm water.
あ、エウルはそれに栄誉騎士こんにちは。
ハンバーまた会ったな。オイラたちってつくづく縁があるよな。
私もちょうど場外から戻ってきたばかりで鹿狩りへご飯を食べに来たんだ。どうせなら一緒に食べようよ。
We do have some other stuff to do.
いいわね。長いこと一緒にご飯を食べていなかったものね。さあ、君たちも座って。手土産のことは食べながら話しましょう。
追加で注文するものはありますか？
私のおじは漬け野菜肉炒めが好物なの。後でおじに届けるから、これを一つテイクアウトでお願い。
Shite! Of course it had to be a German name. Jesus Christ. Gebratenes Fleisch mit Sauerkraut. Perfect. I don't need to pronounce it in this strange English kind of German way. Like, I mean, I'm German myself, but come on. Goodness gracious. Nice. Basically, it means a steak with sauerkraut. Damn it, what's sauerkraut in English? I don't know if what's a sauerkraut? I think everybody knows what sauerkraut is. Okay.
ただ準備に少し時間がかかりますので、後ほどカウンターまで取りに来ていただけますでしょうか。
ちょっと待って。この満足サラダってアンバーが注文したの？
違いますよ。彼女が野菜を注文していなかったので、私からおまけとしてお出ししました。
注文していないのに勝手に出すなんて。このことは忘れないから。
No vengeance for... I mean, come on. Well, yeah, I can understand that. We only ordered meat, and why do you give us anything but, or at least other stuff as well? Very, very interesting. It makes... Yeah, sometimes it can introduce some problems in the day-to-day interactions with other people if you are too keen on following specific rules.
こんなことまで覚えておくのかよ。
もう初めて会ったわけじゃないんですし、私がこういう人なのは分かってますよね。
They play along.
では、私は漬け野菜肉炒めを準備してきます。ごゆっくり。
まったくさらったらいつかまとめて生産してあげるわ。
More the other way around. I mean, wasn't it some kind of a gift?
でも、なんで漬け野菜肉炒めを手土産にしたんだ？そんな料理聞いたことないぞ。
Now I kind of want to know how this is in the English voiceover. Damn it. Okay. Well, of course, Paimon hasn't heard of that. It's from a different kind of country. A country that is so rule-abiding, it is absolutely absurd.
鹿狩りの裏メニューなのよ。おじみたいに常連客だけが知っているの。旧貴族にふさわしい味わいをしているわ。
Old aristocrats, yeah, of course.
でも漬け野菜は酸味が強いから苦手な人も多くて、だんだんと誰も注文しなくなってね。エウルアに勧められて一回食べたことあるけど飲み込めなかった。だから私はあれを復讐肉炒めって呼んでる
よ。私と好みが全然違うのね。意外だわ。でも思わぬところで復讐を果たせたみたいで嬉しいけど。
So even Amber doesn't escape your vengeance. Or maybe her dishing out vengeance just means that she wants to make everybody eat sauerkraut. I mean, maybe this is what she means by vengeance.
当然よ。彼女みたいに誰にでも借りを作る子なんてモンド中探してもそういないわ。
その冗談、普段なら大丈夫だけど誤解されるから栄誉騎士の前ではやめてよ。
Oi, oi, oi. Is she joking though?
エウラはいつも恨みやら復讐やら言ってるけど、それは彼女の生き方なだけで、実際はそこまで気にしてないから。
Well, everybody has that tics, does it?
気にしているわよ。はっきりと覚えているわ。もうアンバーったら本当に憎らしい。
Now I kind of want her on my team as well. A very, very strange character.
オイラにも分かってきたぞ。エウルアって実は単純にいい人なんだって。
Paimon sees it too.
優し
Perfect.
くするならそんなにひねくれなくてもいいのに。
小さいの。君は私みたいに罪人として扱われたことないでしょ？
それはそうだけど。
だったら当然知らないはずよ。悪人が善人になるのはとても困難なの。私は善人になれないし、なるつもりもない。ちょっと、そんな深刻な感じにならないでよ。冗談だから。早く食べましょう。冷めてしまうわ。
At least the salad won't get cold. After an awkward pause, everybody shuts up!
サラさんのところでお会計してくるね。
Ooh, that's the wrong question.
大丈夫よ。モラはもうお皿の下に置いたわ。直接お会計に行ったら、サラはきっとあのサラダ代を受け取らないだろうから。私の復讐に対する執着を見くびらないでほしいわね。そんな隙をさらに見せるわけにはいかないわ。さて、あとは私のお家に会うだけね。彼は清泉町近くの山上に拠点を持っているから、普段はそこにいると思うわ。
オイラはてっきりエウルアも一緒に来るのかと思ったぞ。
それは少し都合が悪いかな。私がいない方が順調に行くと思うわ。
はい。
そうだ、さらにお願いしたテイクアウトを忘れないでね。
Oh, yeah.
私も引き続き野外調査をしてくるから。またね。
またね。君たちって本当に面白いわ。
Nice. So, let's get the... It's not cooked. That's the thing. Like, the idea of cooking does not really mean that you just kind of heat it up. I mean, frying. Yeah, that's the thing. You fried the meat. But damn it, what's a sauerkraut? Cried. Some cabbage thingies. I mean, cabbage? Damn it. I think I'm... Wait a minute. I think I mix up some stuff now. One thing is cabbage. The other one is a melon. What's the orange thing that you use on Halloween? Brain lag. I can't get that orangey thing. Whatever. Probably is a cabbage, isn't it? Cabbage corp. Yes, it's a cabbage. Yeah. Both of them are like similar-ish, but sometimes you have like sweeter tasting cabbage, but the sauerkraut stuff is definitely some other kind of cabbage. Similar stuff though. Now, let's talk to Sarah and get our meal.
はい、こちらが漬け野菜肉炒めです。味が落ちないよう熱いうちに食べることをおすすめします。もしエウルワさんに何か変なことを言われたのならあまり気にしないでください。
And we figured as much.
実はとても優しい人ですから。
なあ、聞きたいことがあるんだけど、エウルアがモンド城の人に話しかけたとき、みんな彼女のことを悪く言ってたんだけど。
Nah, come on. She just wanted to present the aristocratic speech to us. That's why they had this reaction to her.
でも、さっきのエウルアとアンバー、それにサラとは仲が良さそうだし。
ローレンスという姓はモンドの人にとっては拭いきれない重い意味があります。
But she owns the Good Hunter. No, is she? Does she own the Good Hunter? Or is it some other? Nah, whatever. She is business oriented, so therefore she does not distinguish. Business people do not discriminate. They're only interested in one thing and one thing only. Money.
一度でもこの性を認識してしまえば、皆さんエウルワではなくローレンスとしか見なくなるのです。
A walking bag of moral.
ですので、エウルワさんが何をしようとも有罪になり、何をやっても無意味なのです。
I understand. Well, we did understand an awful lot now. So, that's what she meant when she said it was hard for a bad person to try to be good. Well, yeah, definitely.
じゃあどうしてサラはエウルアに対して他の人と違う考えを持ってるんだ？
Oh, good question.
彼女がセピロス騎士団に入った時、それはもう大騒動になったんです。
Yeah, but how did it change her viewpoint?
大勢の人が彼女の入団撤回を騎士団に求める署名活動を行ったほどでした。
Now this is absolute nonsense.
一方で、ローレンス家の方からも一族の人たちが騎士団へと押しかけ、エウルワさんに説明を求めました。
So both parties were upset about it. Everybody was happy with the status quo, but as soon as you introduce a little bit of change, people go AWOL.
両方怒ってたんだな。
はい、エウルワさんがどれほどの覚悟と決心を持っていたかが伺えます。幸いにも大団長ファルカさん、そして騎士団の他の人たちも確固たる意志で入団を迎えていたため、事態は収束しました。しかし、それはただ奥深くに押し込まれただけで、根本的な解決には至っていないんです。一般人から見れば彼女は騎士団の汚点であり、ローレンス家の人から見れば彼女は一族の災いでしょう。
Oh, that definitely complicates things a lot.
しかし、彼女はただ黙々と騎士の責務を全うし、人々を助けています。私も彼女に助けられた一人なんです。エウルワさんはみんなから理解と関心を得るべき人だと思います。少なくとも公正な扱いを受けるべきです。
Yeah, it's good that you're able to understand her, definitely. If only there were more people like her. Like you. Of course. It would be nice if there are more people like her, but we don't want everything littered with Saras, don't we?
はい、その日がやってくることを信じています。
この一件が片付いたら、もう一度エウルアと話してみるよ。今ならどう彼女と接していいかわかる気がする。
それは良かったです。口に出さないでしょうが、きっと彼女もすごく喜ぶはずです。では、いってらっしゃい。また来てくださいね。
Oh, let's not forget the dish, of course. Is it another one that we unlock? It's a gift. Do we also get the recipe? Do we get the recipe? Oh, yeah. So, wait a minute. I really want to know if I get the recipe for that stuff. Where would a recipe be? Where would the recipe be? No, wait a minute. You can always see it right there at the top. Nope. Golden fried. No, this is definitely not. I mean, we're looking for some meaty things with some cried next to it. I think they have not put that stuff in here. Or maybe it is some kind of personal version of Eula. So it kind of changes one of those normal dishes into a specialized one. If you're lucky enough to get this one. Then that would kind of make sense. But which one would that be? I mean, it's not this one though. It could fit. I'm looking for steaks. I'm looking for steaks and a little bit of salad. Steaks and salad. Steaks and salad. Steaks and salad. That could be it. Northern Smith. No, it's a chicken. Kind of. But it's not the kind of sauerkraut that you usually eat. It's more stringy. Where is it? Nope. I think we actually have to unlock this kind of dish. If it even exists. Alright. Let's just unlock some of this. Obtain. So, how much do we have? 100. 3, 160, 160, 170, 120, 120, 180, 120, 160. And I definitely need a bit more of that stuff. So let's make that. Crab roe. Why do you need 4 of these? I don't understand. Oh, by the way, how much more do I have? Slightly more than 1 million. I need a bit more than that. No. Let's end this episode for now and continue, of course, with Through the Motions to the Heart in the next one. Until then, like and subscribe. Ta-ta!